Hi guys, Dorota Nail, international nail artist and educator here, and I have just removed the nail extensions from my nails. Actually, it was more of an overlay. And now we are going to use my left hand to do a set on my right hand, which is always quite challenging. I show you step by step. So first of all, I'm going to push back my cuticles. Like push them back. As you can see, my hands and nails have been really hard working. But I cannot wait for the set, because it has been a while when I sculpted like a really nice and fresh set, and there is nothing more beautiful than a fresh set. Obviously, when I'm doing my right hand, it just takes ages, because I'm using my not dominant hand, and the things aren't easy. But what I have learned during the process is I'm trying to use the tools exactly the same like I'm working with my right hand. So you can see it even when I'm holding the e-file, I try to hold it like a pen, like when you write your name. Same when I'm holding the brush, I would hold it exactly the same like I do hold the pen. This is actually a fantastic tip for you guys when you're using a nail art brushes, to make sure you do hold them like your pen. Because when I find it out when I run the trainings and I see people sometimes struggling with the things, quite often it is due to the wrong holding of their tools. Gosh, you can see I've got lots in there, especially here, because that's my working finger. I am working on very low speed, so okay, this way we have clean off the cuticle from the nail plate. So I want to only concentrate on my nail plate, nothing else at this stage, only my nail plate. I don't care about the nail folds. And when I was talking about those kind of pen things, so when you write with your pen, I actually don't have any pen in here, but that doesn't matter. What I find it is when people hold the pen, they actually hold it quite often like this, very low, and then they write their name. So I want you to take your brush, nail brush, and see it how you hold it, because during the training, as I say, I find it that most of the people hold the brush like this, you know, like, and then it is very difficult. Imagine you holding the pen that way and you're trying to write your name. It will turn out really ugly. So you want to hold your tools exactly the same like you're holding the pen. That was a really good tip, okay? Remove the dust. And now I'm gonna take a blue scrub to dehydrate my nail plate. I'm not gonna rush this set, like I am really desperate for a really nice, nice, beautifully, freshly sculpted set, even if it's gonna take us ages. The reason why I'm dehydrating is like I did probably some dishes. I mean, I did some dishes and I had a sandwich, like, you know, so like there might be some oils on it. And there is still tiny bit of product left because I do never remove it completely, because then later on I have to scratch the nail plate. So that prevents me from overfiling the nail plate. And this is what I'm doing now. But I do not do this step until I dehydrate first, because I don't want to introduce any oils into my nail plate. Okay, so nice and gentle scratches and removing the rest of the product which was there. So here I've got actually quite a big bulk of the product. Then shorten the free edge. So I want to have the free edge which is like as short as possible for a form application, but still, and rounded shape, but still a tiny bit of those free edge left, because if you remove it too much, it is going to be very difficult for you to attach the nail form. Get rid of all those loose product. And pinky is definitely the hardest one to file, because you cannot support it as much as the rest of the fingers. Okay, I'm just getting rid of that. Brilliant. Move on into the next one. So you can see it, I'm twisting my file, and if I'm working on the product, I could use 100 grit. On my natural nails, I'm always using 180 grit. And there isn't such a thing like we have to file one direction. We can file like like this on our free edge. But when you're creating the scratches, I usually try to create them down the way. So here I've got tiny bit of product. I can be 100 grit, get rid of that, and then swap to 100 grit. And I really like this movement because it scratched the natural nail plate perfectly without overdoing it, especially when you've got some product left over. I'm trying to hit these places where the product is and not that much on my natural nail plate. And again here, give those nice scratches, shorten those free edge. And I have been wearing the nail enhancement for about 15 years, I would say, since 2009, 16 years, times fly. And I must admit that my natural nails, except the accident which I had it on my left hand, my natural nails actually are amazing. Like I used to have very short nail beds. I would say like even on this one, like half of my nail bed, because I used to bite my nails quite a lot. And by wearing the nail enhancement for such a long time, I got even high hyponychiums. You can see that this tiny bit of skin here, like as a hyponychium, which protects my nail bed from infection. It is sometimes pretty annoying because you cannot apply the foam really nice and tight. But yeah, it just shows you that if you do keep your nails nice and long, like without trauma, they can actually look better with the nail enhancement than when we have nothing on our nails. So this is completely a myth that the nails can, nail enhancements can damage the nails. If we know how to take care of them, they can actually look better. And this is a case for my clients as well. Like when I remove their nail enhancements, like once, I'm talking about the ones which were really long nails. So like if someone wearing a short nails, we do not remove the product at all. There is no need. But if someone wears a very long coffin shape, once sometimes we do a new set. And their natural nails are fantastic condition as well, much better than what they used to be. Of course, sometimes the accidents can happen. And that was in my case as well. I'm gonna actually show you that. Probably we will talk about it more in the next video when I will be doing my left hand. Okay, nice scratches. There we are. So that's this way the nail plate is beautifully prepared, nice and white. I love it when it's so white. That's mean like the set is gonna last nice and long time. And no, I'm not scraping my natural nail as a product there. Brilliant. Okay, happy with that. So this is the accident-like nail. You can see there is a slight oncolysis on this one. There is still lots of product, but it heals amazing because I have almost ripped off the entire nail plate from my nail bed. So the thing's healing really nice. And yes, I had enhancement over my nails. I just shortened them. Okay, next step. Dehydrate with the blue scrap again. Nice and squeaky clean, like. And very important thing, because this can disturb, and I find it like people with just kind of starting as well forget about the underneath of the nail plate. And when we shape the things, you get sometimes those, I want to show you, we are like a kind of rough places. Sometimes they can almost go underneath of your nail. This will affect how your form fits the nail plate. Okay, so I have removed it. Here I can't because I've got those high hyponychium, but I have removed this rough places, and then I can go with the file so slightly just to clean them. There we are. They have jumped out, so they are not going to disturb me during the form application, and just get rid of tiny bit more product there. If the product is intact and you leave a tiny bit of it on your nail plate, it shouldn't come off. I usually try to remove it all, but that shouldn't be a big issue. Okay, then grab some forms, remove the dust which I've got in here, and we are gonna apply them in. So when I'm working on the salon, on the client, what I would do it is I would apply usually the forms on those 4 fingers, leave the thumb, and do it once later on. So I'm going to actually show you the entire process. Now on my you can see it, I've got very deeply sitting nail folds. So I need to always trim my forms, otherwise they wouldn't fit in properly. And on some clients, we do not have to do that step. I find it out that with my shape of the nail folds, the best way is just to cut out the entire row. Because this way that I will be able to pinch my nails quite nicely. And when I did place the back of the sticker, I try to always move away from the end of the form, so it's easier for me to cut. So I can cut under one layer of the paper, not like 2 layers of the papers. Then pre-close the form, and this one should fit my pinky. Yes, it does. And you can see it, like I can even do it a tiny bit for the hyponicum. Just in there, perfect. So this way I get a perfect fit for the pinky. Leave it there, because when we're doing the things, it might be quite difficult. My ring fingers, that's my disaster fingers, and the index finger as well. The ring fingers are the shortest nail beds. So that's mean the nail fold is even like bigger as well. Like, so I'm always need to cut it almost straight, I would say. And quite often this isn't enough, so I would need to loosen the form. Now, when you want to imagine the size of this, the cut, do not do it to the size of the nail, because nail is not flat. So when it's curved, you actually need more form. So I would recommend it to cut it where the nail folds are. And in my case, this is going to be somewhere in here. Okay, those 2 cuts will allow me to place the form deeper inside. And also pinch better as well, like without of bending the form. And you can see it. It goes nicely in, and I've got those cuts. I can nicely and beautifully pinch this one. So put it on the side. Middle finger has hyponicum, deep folds, and a squint. So each nail is different. Okay, so again, we need to cut this out. And like in a ring finger, I did cut it exactly like the line, you know. But if I would do it for my ring and middle finger, it wouldn't fit, and I need to cut out the hyponicum. And the hyponicum is actually funny because it's more into one side usually. So let me cut that out, plus the deep nail folds. So it's a slightly bigger nail. I would do it slightly bigger. Usually my middle fingers pinch amazingly, like so amazing. They I can make them so small that they actually the same size what my ring finger is. You can see it, absolutely fantastic fit in here. And then the struggle one again, high hyponicum. Ideally, I shouldn't be cutting too much on this one, because this, you can see even the size of the folds, so they are quite deep here, deep in here. These ones aren't that deep. If I actually pull them down, you can see they are not covering my nail plate. So I could technically just cut out the hyponicum, but then it will be very difficult for me to measure the length of the nails, because like if I want to use those letters, like say example, go to the letter M, if this one isn't cut out, it gives me a fake illusion of the size. So it doesn't matter if I don't have to do it on this finger, I would still cut it out. And now I need to cut out the space for my hyponicum, and this one is quite decent. Okay, so you can clearly see it, the shape. Try the first fit, it might not work. It did, okay. Pre-roll it in your fingers. Like if you sometimes close it too strong, you can almost break a form. So it's good to, if I'm playing slowly and be very precise, like roll it in between your fingers with little pressure, okay? And then you get a really nice and beautiful pinch on your form. This is actually amazing amazing fit. I don't think so this nail had such a good fit for ages, so probably I have managed to separate a little bit of my hyponicum, which is great. Perfect rose we are going to use. So this is a gel which I'm using like when I want a tiny bit more coverage than the milky pink. I might actually show you the milky pink because recently I had milky pink on my nails. Like when we was doing those baby boomers, like milky pink. Perfect rose is when you want to conceal the free edge, and then the cover nude will be in a case of like very short biting nails, like when you really need to conceal the free edge. Okay, so let's apply those forms. I want the form, guys, to be nice and straight. Okay, like even at the end to come up tiny bit higher. And usually what that means, it means that this cannot touch each other. I'm securing the form first of all here, making sure it fits, and then I can start closing it. And then I can even pinch it. This was actually amazing pinch. Then we've got ring finger. Find those middle. So first of all, I'm finding the middle, trying to follow those two bones. Find those middle. And then start squeezing your form nice and slow. It comes up higher up. Maybe even a little bit too high up. So I'm just gonna bring those a little bit closer. Release it and straighten it. Brilliant. Okay, stay on with that. Do not put any more forms. So usually when I would do it a client, I would maybe put it the first two nails form. The reason for it is like when we've got the forms and we're having fun, chat and talking, things can become more difficult to even put the hand inside the lamp. So I quite like to do it that way. Universal air bond, so wait for the nail prep to dry. And the reason why I'm applying a nail prep is like during the form application, I probably touched at my nail plate. I mean, not probably, I definitely touched at my nail plate. When I'm storing the brush, you can see it's a bit wet looking-ish. That's a tiny bit of product left on this brush. And what I'm always doing is before I'm using it, because it might contain, like the last time I used it, it was like probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. It contains the gel from the previous application. So I'm just taking a drop of the UV cleanser and so gently remove the product from it and reshape the brush. Like I like to work with this weak point product here, and again trying to hold it like nicely as a pen. Pick up the scoop of the product, remove the excess of this product, because if you've got too much product, are we still? Yes. If you've got too much of the product on your brush, you're not able to reach those places, you're not able to distribute it nicely. And this first layer, you want to kind of press it as hard to the nail plate as possible. Okay, then I'm picking up another scoop and I'm working with my length. Here I've got dilemma because I want really long nails, but because of the last trauma, I don't want to overdo it. So the perfect length is going to be M1/2, which is quite nice and long. It's over 100% of my nail, but it's not going to harm me. M1/2 is going to be fantastic. So I'm trying to follow the lines which I've got on the form. That makes your life easier. Okay, so this way I have built up my thin skeleton on the nail. And then I can freeze it. You want to freeze it for at least 10 seconds and then we can move on into the next nail. And when you've got your hand inside the lamp, pick up another scoop and repeat this step on another nail. So ideally I would love to pull my nail folds down, but I can't because I will disturb the form. Pick up another scoop. And usually when I'm doing those skeleton, I would start a little bit like where my free edge is, like a little bit higher where my free edge is. Nice coffin shape. And then do it on the other side. Look what I'm doing. I have pressed the form up the way because I could feel it. It was maybe a little bit too loose. Tidy up the free edge. And now I'm just cleaning the brush and I'm tidy up here. Freeze it 10 seconds. Okay, that is brilliant, and it's time to apply the third form. So that's mean my pinky have been cured 20 seconds now. Sorry guys, I just laugh because my dogs keep snoring so loudly. Like really lovely. Now watch it here, what I did. Sorry, I can't concentrate because he's terrible. What I did, I make a really big mistake. My thumb is stronger than the index finger. So watch for that, because when you're squeezing something, you've got more power in here, which means you can squeeze more and stronger on that side than you do it on that side. And that's what I did it with this nail. So it is squeezed more on the one side. I'm just trying to sort this out, and I'm trying to, with my middle finger here, I'm trying to squeeze this side more and don't touch this side because this side is more squeezed. Oh, I got it to fix it. I can feel it. There we are. I can feel it now. That's good. Okay, so nice and straight. Lucky, please stop it. Gosh, one side of me screams, Dorota, just bin this form and take a fresh one. And that's what I'm gonna do it. To be honest, it will be actually faster for me to apply it, and then if I wouldn't do it that part, it will annoy me the entire time. Like, it will give me not straight nail, it will give me a very difficult time later on shaping the nails, because always the form gives you the final shape of the nail. Perfect. And that was the best decision I could take. Okay, so honestly, guys, this was probably faster solution. And I think the same thing applies to doing the French manicure. When you do the French manicure and the things don't, you did mistakes, sometimes just wipe it off and start again. Okay, the form is perfect. Nice and slow pinch. I need to watch this video to check it later on if this was actually, you could hear it him or not. Perfect. Now I can apply the product on my ring finger. Not ring finger, middle finger. I can't concentrate because of him. It's so funny. Okay, remove the excess. I know, he's worse and worse. Lucky. He's enjoying himself. He always comes in when we record, like always. He would never leave us alone. Go to the M.5. Yeah, that's him stopped now. Okay, perfect. Let's... Oh, he's so cute. We always know when he goes to sleep because he goes and does like... and 3 seconds later he falls asleep. 10 seconds freeze on the middle finger. And that's mean, guys, our pinky has been curing for 30 seconds. And 30 seconds cure time means we are halfway through and we're ready for a whip pinch. Okay. Pinching isn't with the clamps, like isn't something I use for most of my clients. I will do it only for some, but I love to use it on my nails. So nice pinch. This one is not ready, and I can apply the product on my index finger. Press it beautifully nice and gosh, I couldn't wait for this. Oh, you can see it is quite warm in here because the gel is running, which means you've got less time to play with it. So sometimes I do it when I'm building the skeleton, sometimes I do it like going to the one side, or sometimes like in this case, I would just bring in the product in the middle and then use the product from the middle to distribute it into the sides, whichever you prefer. This part isn't about the structure, it's more about the skeleton, so we've got something to build on too. But I find that I usually place a little bit more product in that wee joint place. Brilliant. Let's cure it. Again, 10 seconds. Okay, and this way it means our ring finger have been cured 30 seconds as well, so it's ready for a pinching. And this one I always love to pinch like the strong as possible because it's quite wide. I can remove the pinching clamp from this nail. I can check it if I'm missing any product. And if I'm not missing a product, I could pull the form down. But I'm not gonna risk it, so apply nice and thin layer through the entire nail. And try to fill up those missing places. There we are, I have touched them. Do it on the other side. And because I've got so little product, it is quite easy, I would say. You don't have to worry about it like running anywhere, flooding cuticles. And now I'm building. Okay, so I'm picking up like really large scoop of the product, relieve it from my brush, place it like a millimeter or so from the cuticle, bump, bump, and then drag it down the way. I don't have to work too much with it because the gel is like water today. Look at the apex area. It is start self-leveling. Do not disturb too much. Help it a little bit fast cure. Do it like maybe 2-3 seconds, remove it, and then put it back in just to prevent any heat spikes as well. Okay, and this way we've got middle finger ready for a pinching, and I can use the pinching clamp from the pinky. This one is always pinching amazing, like really beautiful. I can pull the form down from this one so the life becomes easier. Remove the pinching clamp from that one. Build the apex here. Okay, so first of all, those nice slip layer, and with this slip layer I'm also fixing any kind of imperfection, and then huge scoop. Relieve it from your brush, and then just help it to spread faster. But if you would leave it, you could possibly even do the nail enhancement without of touching it with the brush. Cure it. Okay, this is something it is really important as well, and I need to show you that is the pinching. So you can also see it like how pink my nail bed is on this nail, and can you see this white line? Like, maybe not even line. Like, so it's pink, pink, and then here like there's a pressure from the pinching clamp. So you never, first of all, you never want to pinch, like you can see it, I'm pinching at the free edge, okay? So I'm not pinching like here. I'm pinching like at the free edge. And you don't want to pinch it on the nails which are uncured, 30 seconds, like, because it will lift the product off from the nail plate. That's the first thing. Second, not all the nail plates are good for pinching. Some of them are just too weak, and you don't want to try even pinching on them. You could actually cause harm to it because you could see the pressure on my nail plate. So please, please, please be very careful if you decide on pinching. Only a certain plates can be pinched, and it's usually used for competition nails. Okay, we can quite nicely pinch it with the forms as well, and that's what we did with the right form application. I just love this extra slim look, so I do it on my nails. Again, release this. I will try to show you different angle. Release that from your brush, and then just help it a little bit. To be honest, like the less we touch it, the cleaner and neater they are gonna look, and the faster it is gonna be to file. Look how it is nicely spreading. I'm just controlling it. Just controlling it. Perfect. That was a perfect self-level. And I use this technique quite often in a salon. I find that actually in the summer I can be faster than in the winter because the gel does the work for me. Okay, and we are ready for the next finger. So nice and thin layer. Now, the reason why I removed the form from the middle finger is the fact that I had enough product everywhere. I had not empty spaces. This one I can actually do it too. I had no empty spaces. I've got a wee gap in here, so bring this product in and you do it in your slip layer because it is so thin that you've got more control. Oh, come on, stay there. There we are. Okay, get the slip layer. And without of the slip layer, the gel wouldn't move so nicely. I can also peel the form from this one. And now, at this stage, I would apply the form on the thumb because I can easily cure it the thumb at the same time when I'm finishing curing those nails. Pick up the scoop. Really nice and large. Gosh, it's like so watery. I can't remember my gel being so thin viscosity for ages. Check the apex area. Fix the air bubble. And that's it. It's ready. I love it. I definitely prefer working on a thin consistency gels. I think I didn't pinch my index finger. I need to do now. So I'm also gonna apply the nail form on the thumb, and I will show you that as well. It's gonna be a very long video. The reason for me showing it as well, I find that lots of you can sometimes struggle with the thumb form application. So I will show you that. Perfect. So for my thumb, I always cut out nice and decent as well. Plus I have hyponychium. But because you have cut out these places, it goes on so nice and easy. So let me just clean it. I actually didn't expect to do the thumb on the video. So I just need to clean it and make sure it's scratched properly. I remove the dust, nice and gentle because I don't want the dust to get into my product. Okay, and I can measure it. We need to cut on those two sides. Find the middle. With the thumbnail, it is always quite difficult to find those middle. And then just close the form. And I was able to pinch it nice and beautiful as well. An universal air bond. What else I love to do with my nails, give them an extra pinch. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting the pinching clamps upside down on the nails which are ready for it. And then I'm also building my thumb. Remove the product, press it hard into the nail plate. Build the skeleton. Try to do not play too long with your brush and gel, and try to don't lose the contact with the product, to don't introduce too many air bubbles. Okay, freeze it. And I'm usually putting the hand just normal, so the other fingers cure as well. In this stage, I would put the thumb on its own when we've got the apex built in, but when we're building the skeleton, there is not much product to run anyway. Okay, the other two fingers are ready for pinching from underneath. So you can see this have been cured longer, so the pinching clamp didn't slide, but it did slide from this nail because it has more inhibition layer. It's not cured that strong. Oh, I might get it. You can see it keeps sliding. If it does it to you, you can give it a couple scratches to your pinching clamp. Okay, let's cuke it. And now my thumb is ready for a pinching. And I like my thumbs to be pinched quite strong. Okay, brilliant. We are ready for the apex on the thumbnail. So again, pick up the scoop of the product. Huge apex. As much product as you can hold on your brush. And guys, there is nothing... Oh, talk more. There is nothing wrong with doing the nail enhancement like in 3 or 4 layers. This is absolutely fine if you cannot control such a big scoop of the product. Oh, it did separate it nicely. I actually don't have to touch it. Okay, now that's where the things start going really wrong. My apex is flattening too much. You have to put it upside down. And I really don't like doing that. It's such a waste of the time. I should be faster and I should cure that nail. Then pick up the scoop of the tiny bit of the product and fill up that missing place around the cuticle area. It would be so much faster. So nothing worse than trying to fix and when the gel starts to run. I think I'm doing those things for a reason for you guys, so you can see it. What to don't do. Perfect, let's quickly freeze it. But honestly, do not do it. Like, once you start feeling you are losing the control of the product, just cure it, because you will make a bigger mess trying to fix it. you better off add this missing product afterwards. It will be faster. I have tested it so many times and it does works. Okay, so because the products start running to be like so much to the side, I've got, I would say, too much product on the sides, less on the apex. Like this apex areas are much nicer than in here. I might still pull it because I quite like my nails thin, but for a client I would need to add just a tiny bit right in the middle because this gel spread too much. Okay, I'm doing the final cure of 60 seconds, guys. Close my products and then we are going to move on into the shaping. Perfect, so once they cook, grab some UV cleanser. I have missed them so much. Like, oh my goodness, I cannot wait for them to be finished. So I'm removing the inhibition layer. And guys, when removing the inhibition layer, sometimes grab like 1 or 2 more wipes and do not go all over, like everywhere. I try to peel it down the way, making sure I'm cleaning. Like, I think this step is quite crucial. So I'm also changing the side of the wipes to don't bring in those inhibition layer all over the places. Okay, and this is how they look before we even start filing them. So I will just show you maybe the shaping on like 1 or 2 nails. Grab the dust collector. And let's start shaping. I might actually don't put it on for some time. So which one is the worst? Probably this too. Okay, so first of all, guys, you want to shorten the free edge, and it doesn't take long because I am messy only at the skeleton kind of part. Okay, so normally I do all nails, all the steps. So like ideally you want to shorten the free edge on all of them like this to tidy it up. This is so beautiful pinch. Oh my goodness, I love it. So thin. Okay, then we want to even out from underneath. And you can do it either that way. I quite like to do it that way, like to start with. You know, just to tidy up this messy parts. You can see they are quite messy. And I'm just kind of doing a couple movements to even them out. Okay, that already looks so much better. Next step, I actually don't maybe need this one. Will be comfier for you guys when I don't put this loud stuff on. I'm just gonna do it that way. So next step is to get the coffin shape. So I'm first of all coming in like from underneath, and I'm filing a little bit from underneath, but as I'm coming, I'm changing the angle of the file. And what it does is it gives me a really beautiful lines. So you can see the difference already. Okay, let's do it that same thing on the other side. And what else I find it, guys, you can see most of the time we use half a moon files and they've got rounded side and straight side. If you would use this rounded side, I find it is actually quite difficult, and quite often this one side might be rounded and this side can be straight. We do have in stock and store in our shop jumbo files, and they are straight from both sides. They are actually quite great for those who cannot control that. But what I'm usually doing is I'm swapping to the straight side when I'm filing. Okay, so I would use the straight side, and again I need to come up first of all here and then change the angle. So file with the straight side. And I want to show you as well, perfect. So I cannot file it here, I'm filing there. That's where I've got the bulk. So try to file clever, and then I can bring it higher up. Okay, do the same in here. Perfect. Now my next step is to start blending around the cuticle area, but also the sides as well. So what I'm always doing is I'm filing in those kind of motion. I want to show you the filing lines. Let me clean it. Okay, so you can see it, I'm filing here, like all these places, to make the nail slimmer and more even. You can see it, it is very uneven here, like all wavy. And here is already much better. Let's do it on this side as well. So those kind of movement. Okay, I did it only few. It's not probably straight yet, but I want to show you the difference. Yeah, it was all wavy, like this one, and now it already looks better. And what I like to do it is I like to do it a little bit on the one side, a little bit on the other side, just so you don't end up overfiling one side, okay? I love this movement because it gives me this nice and slim look. Now I can straight away see it as well. This one is short, so I can shorten it, taper a little bit more. And each time, if you taper it, look, this part becomes so much thicker because I have changed the shape of it. You need to lift it up. Fantastic. Look at this. It looks actually really good now. Okay, blend around the cuticle area. So the rounded shape is perfect for it. So this part, you always have to do it. You always have to blend the product around the cuticle area. And I love it when the nail is so clean like this, because you can clearly see the filing marks. Okay, so you're blending this area. Brilliant. Do it here. You could see I've changed the straight file from the rounded side. Okay, my next step, now I can see the things, so clean all this dust, and now I can sort out the free edge, and it is almost the final length now. So nice and straight, nice and straight. Check on the length. Each time when you're thinning the free edge, shortening the free edge, I actually need to show you, because look how thick they are, like extremely thick. Okay, we need to thin that out. And if you want to thin that out, you want to also file the entire surface. So for this movement, I love going like this. Also tell me, guys, if you're using your right hand more when you're shaping than your left hand. So my left hand usually just holds the file, and I tend to move my right hand because I find it is faster and I've got more control over it. Obviously, if I would be doing this hand, I would do like this. But when doing this hand, I find that this is best. Okay, I try to don't touch the apex area, and you can see it, it is still like really nice and prominent. Check the thickness, and I can still see it. I've got the decent bulk in here. They look quite nice and even, quite nice and even. This side is dropping a little bit. And each time when you touch it, you have to lift it up. This movement is also fantastic for keeping the thickness equal, like everywhere. Okay, I would say I'm pretty satisfied, like how it looks. So my next step is I'm going quickly do it exactly the same on the other fingers, and then I show you the next step. Okay, so they all ready for a buffing, and I'm using those gray buffer. Of course, you have to remove the sharp edges first. And you want to smooth out the entire surface and blend even more around the cuticle area. I'm gonna actually show you on all of them. So I like to go with this motion, and you can see it. We have nicely cleaned everything in here, brush away those dust particles. And then next one. So this way I'm also filing this apex area which wasn't touched before. And I can also pull the nail folds away as well at that stage. So this gives you a really nice transition in between the cuticle area and the apex area. And I find it is also a good way to clean the nails as well. Like I remove any dust particles which might be stuck in those corners. Okay, we can move on into the next step, and you want to thin out the free edge and smooth out the entire area of the nails as well. That is just perfecting the shape. And I love how sharp they are. Nothing better than a new set. Okay, check the thickness. I can still do it a tiny bit more. I love the credit card thickness of the free edge. And I definitely find that this is the best way to smooth out the nails, like make them nice and perfect. Okay, so this is how the set looks so far. Of course, I will have to tidy up my cuticles and then this way get them ready for the design. I just wanted to show you all the steps, how I'm doing the sculpted set from start to finish with my left hand on my right hand. And I hope, guys, you have really enjoyed it, you have learned a lot, and you find that this video useful. I love how nice and thin and pinched they are. Yeah, I'm sending you huge glittery hugs and looking forward to seeing you in the next video when we decorate them. Bye!